Hey, my name is CJ Mohammed, and this is my final presentation for my Genius Hour project. First, I'm going to start with some background on my topic. My topic for this assignment centers around how is Finland building schools of the future. I chose this research question because it sparked my interest from my ninth grade human geography class. It made me really wonder what made Finland's education system so superior to the rest. Some background information that I was already familiar with is that Finland's education is ranked number 1 in the world in terms of higher education, whereas the United States is ranked number 7. Educators across the world will be interested in my research because they each have a chance to increase their teaching strategies and increase the quality of education their students are receiving. The purpose of this whole project is to get an insight on the difference between the two education systems and to see if the United States should follow in Finland's footsteps. Now I'll go into a little bit about the research questions that I initially started to begin. So like I mentioned before, I chose this topic because throughout my school career, I've always heard that the United States education kind of sucks, and I never really understood why. So I thought if I looked at another country, I could try to understand how different education systems work. I really had to think about why this project is important and if I could really impact the education system, and I truly believe that it can. I believe that there is always room for improvement in curriculums and policies, so why not try to look at another country to see if it can be beneficial to others? It's also important that I gear this information toward a specific audience, so I chose current and future educators because they are somewhat responsible for educating the world, and it's imperative that they receive any tools to better education in classrooms. Finally, some of the resources I used to aid my research include Stanford News, the Finnish National Agency for Education, YouTube, and more. After conducting my research, here are some of my findings. The author from an article says that the schools receive money for the school based on the number of students attending. Other comparisons include Finland's school days are shorter, less homework, no standardized tests, more recess time, and more collaboration. It says that in Finland, the career of a teacher is equated to a lawyer or doctor, opposed to the United States where it's equated to a nurse or a therapist. It was mind-blowing to me how serious the job of a teacher is over there. I like how they understand that the teacher does play an important role in students' education and take the time to pick the most qualified teachers. Now I'll go into why this information is really important for any education system. This way of learning can expand the children's learning to be more innovative and to stray away from standardized tests. It's so important that they focus on recruiting, training, and supporting teachers. Teachers are the educators of the world, and so it makes sense that you have the most qualified teachers who actually have a passion for teaching and helping kids grow and learn. Collaboration is key in Finland's education system, and I believe that that is a great value to have in education. It's also important to invest in elementary programs, quality childcare, and early literacy because it can improve a child's career. Finally, here's what I took away from the project. One of the main factors I've learned about Finland's education system is that the focus is a lot more on collaboration of students, which really helps to build a strong communication factor in children. They also value teachers a lot more compared to the United States. They take time to find the most qualified teachers for students and equate their status to those of lawyers. This research could be an opportunity for the United States to change our education system to a far better system for students nationwide. Lastly, if I could further explore this topic, or if someone else wanted to learn more, I would challenge them with these questions. What are some research studies done with Finland schools that show an increased learning level among students compared to the US? What are the graduation dropout rates for Finnish students, and how do they compare to the United States? And lastly, what type of education policies, if any, have been implemented on schools that aid the education system?